Ace Ventura is back again, taking on the most mischievous arch-enemy he has ever faced before, a hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog, released in 2020 and is directed by Jeff Fowler, who made his directorial debut with this film, and is also directing the sequel that is coming out this weekend called Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And this film is starring the voice of Ben Schwartz as Sonic, James Marsden, Taika Sumpter, and Jim Carrey. Sonic is a blue hedgehog that has the powers of supersonic speed. But due to tragic events that happened to him on his homeworld, Sonic has escaped and traveled to Earth, vowing to never use his powers again. Until one night where his emotions get the best of him, and he causes a citywide blackout. This catches the attention of the US government, and they enlist the help of Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. So now Robotnik is after this speedy blue devil, and hoping to harness his powers and give them to his machine so that he can take over the world. But because this is a live-action adaptation of an animation character, we have to have live-action people in here and friends for Sonic to interact with, because, you know, the animation budget for a film like this only goes so far with the animation character, so we have to have live-action people like James Marsden in here, who really don't do anything for the story. He's someone for Sonic to talk to on his travels to Seattle to find the bag of teleportation coins that he lost through a portal on top of one of the skyscrapers in Seattle. I say Seattle, I meant San Francisco, I'm sorry. So I'll be honest, my knowledge of Sonic the Hedgehog is actually very minimal, because when I was growing up, it was kind of a battle between SEGA and Nintendo, and families back then, because they were so expensive, they were like, well, you can only have one or the other, you can't have both in the home. So my family went with Nintendo, which I think is great because we had Super Nintendo, and we have N64, which is the greatest game console ever created. So I never played Sonic on SEGA. I think the only time I played it was for like those little trial things that were at Toys R Us when you were walking up the video game aisle. They would actually have a display that you could play for a little bit. That's the only time I played Sonic. So I don't know if there were callbacks to the gaming history of this character in this film. I have no idea. I know he's a fast little hedgehog that likes to go after and collect rings, so it's funny, in this film, he's already collected all of his rings, and they're in a bag, but he's lost the bag on top of a skyscraper in San Francisco, and he needs to go get it, and that's the mission, that's the conflict. Which I guess I don't understand why this movie happened, if that was really the only plot point that we have here for Sonic. Yes, he wants to develop friendship. That's one of the things on his bucket list. Actually, he learns to create a bucket list during this movie with his time with James Marsden. But really, his main super objective is to find the rings, the bag of rings. And if he's super fast, I mean, he could just run to the city, and he knows it's in a skyscraper. It's on top of a skyscraper, so he can run to all the skyscrapers in San Francisco. And if he's so fast, he should be able to run up said skyscraper and look and see. And if it's not there, he can just go to the next one. And it all should be resolved and fine then, right? This movie should have been like 5 minutes. And they give some BS reason as to why he can't do that. Like, they make it to San Francisco, they find the building, but he's unable to make it to the top because it takes like a security key card to get to the roof. And I'm calling BS on that because he is so fast. He should be able to climb up a skyscraper to get to the top from the outside. And I know this because they blatantly copied the Quicksilver scenes from X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men Apocalypse in here, where he's going around and he's pulling hands over and slapping people as he's going so supersonic fast. He can fast run up the side of a skyscraper to get to the top, because he does it coming on the way down, so he should be able to do that going up. I'm overthinking this movie. I am overthinking this movie. Because this is a kid's movie. This is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be about friendship. We're supposed to have kind of fun butt and poop and fart jokes throughout this movie. It is pretty damn cute, though. I actually did enjoy the majority of this thing. And thank God the CGI was changed. I know this film had an original release date, I think, at the end of 2019, and then it was pushed to February of 2020. Thank God they got it in when they got it in, because a couple weeks later, COVID hit and everything shut down. But I don't know what the animators were thinking when they originally released the trailer and they showed us the first concept art of Sonic, and his eyes are just small and beady, and they try to give him like realistic CGI hair that just looks like shit. So kudos on them to go, you know what, this does look like crap, let's push this back, let's take our time with this, and let's redo the concept art for this character and make him look more like the video game, because that's what fans want to see. I think that deserves a little standing ovation, because not a lot of film studios have the guts to pull something like that. Oh, I'm Big Moodio Studio CEO. I'm telling you, you're gonna like this. This is what you want. He said, you know what? You're right. This is not respectful for the character and your wishes. We're gonna fix this and we'll release it a little bit later. But the shining star, the gold standard of this film, the reason why this film was so enjoyable, isn't its villain. It's return to form of Jim Carrey. This was the Jim Carrey that I grew up with. This is Ace Ventura. This is Liar Liar. This is The Mask. He went off and did a bunch of dramatic stuff and horror stuff, and he's a terrific actor, and the majority of those films are great. But this is that over-the-top, in living color style of Jim Carrey, where he is just hamming it up on screen and having a great old time, just doing whatever he wants, and the director's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, this is all great stuff. You're playing a villain that has a crazy mustache called Dr. Robotnik, who hates all humans because he himself is the smartest person on the planet, so everyone else is inferior to him. That's why he loves machines. Machines are great. This is ridiculous. So be ridiculous, Jim. Go ahead. And I'm all in. I want to see so much more of Jim Carrey as this character. Thank God he's coming back for the sequel, which is very rare. He does not do sequels that often, at least sequels where he's the same character from the first one to the second. So for him to actually come back for the sequel, I'm pumped for it. I'm excited to see it this weekend. Sonic the Hedgehog is a very cute film. It's an adorable film. The plot, the characters are not so thought out. They're pretty kind of surface level and one note, but the message behind it, the friendship that builds between this CGI animated character and James Marsden, is actually something I bought into. I loved their relationship. And it's a story I want to see continue, and characters that I want to see continue on their journey. So kudos to this movie. It's very rare that a film does a great job of adapting a video game character or video game world to the big screen. So I think this film did a good job. I'm gonna give Sonic the Hedgehog 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
Alright everyone, hopefully I can get out this weekend to see the sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, starring Knuckles and the return of Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. What did you think about Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you not like the CGI? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.